Hello and welcome to this IFAF flag football training tape. I'm Jed Brooks-Lewis and today we're going to be talking about the mechanics of working the referee position. These tapes have been created in order to drive consistency in both mechanics and rules application used when officiating flag football games around the world. It's going to contain some clips that show really good mechanics and some where there can be some improvements to the mechanics. It's not intended just to highlight mistakes by the officials, but to give officials around the world more of an opportunity to learn about what they need to focus on and how they can improve their overall officiating. So without further ado, let's look at the clips. Our first clip shows some really good mechanics from the referee. As you can see, they are highlighted here. Their initial positioning is excellent. It's 4 to 5 yards deeper than the deepest back from Team A. It's slightly favouring the field judge's side of the field as well. You can be slightly deeper and maybe a little bit more central depending on your preference. However, our most important thing to be considered here is that we're flexible to get the best view of the quarterback, the ball and the path of any blitzer who's coming in. If we then roll the clip onwards, we see that the snap goes off and there's a very clear 7-second count from the official. It's very visible as well. That's super beneficial. And we also see that as the blitzer gets closer to the quarterback, the referee focuses in on that interaction to make sure that if it is close for a sack call, that it gets called the correct way. This next clip shows a few things to be aware of. Firstly, it's that the referee should always be in position before they blow the ready for play. And the second thing to highlight is we talked about depth in the last clip. In this clip, the referee actually has a Team A player significantly deeper than they are when the ball is snapped. You can see I've highlighted that Team A player here. The referee should be a couple of yards, 3 or 4 maybe, behind that deepest player. I know that puts you quite a long way from the ball, but it's really important in this case that the referee is out the way there, because otherwise you're putting your safety at risk, which is the most important thing, and also there's the chance that you are going to interfere with the play, which obviously is an outcome that we do not want. If we then roll the clip on, you can see the referee blows the ball in and then backs off. And then there's a backwards pass. There's a good punch by the referee, but as that player sort of sweeps out towards the referee, there's a chance that they might end up getting in the way there. So it's super important for the referee to recognise when there are players deeper than them, make sure that their positioning adjusts to that, and also to hold the ready for play until they're in the correct position. This next clip shows a quarterback sack, and it also shows a really good way for the referee to be handling that sack. Obviously, sacks are always quite close calls and they can be quite contentious as well. So it's really important for us to demonstrate our control of the game by selling these calls as well as possible. In this play, we have a really close call, but the referee does a really good job of coming in, blowing the whistle and selling the spot of the sack. I'm going to let it play now. I'm not going to talk over it for the first time because I want you to be able to hear the whistle and just see sort of how the referee does it. So we'll just let the tape roll now. So as you can see, it is really close, but the referee is very decisive. When that ball comes out, they whistle. Everyone realises the sack. They're also confidently moving up to the spot as well to make sure that we have the spot forward progress from the quarterback as well. So this is just a really good way of showing how to call that sack and how to, cover it in the best mechanical way possible. So this next clip shows some really good mechanics from the referee on an interception return. On an interception return, the referee has responsibility for the goal line. So it's important that you are the first person on that goal line and you're in the best possible position to rule on any potential tackles and whether the ball breaks the plane of the goal line before the flag comes out or whether it's tackled just short. On this play we have an interception, and if we roll the tape we can see that the ball is snapped here. It's then thrown long into the end zone, picked off by the defense, and then it's returned down the field. You can see the referee, if we freeze it here, is doing a really good job of backpedaling here while also keeping their eyes on the play as well. So they're in a really good position both to get to the goal line before the ball carrier potentially gets there, or to also see any potential fouls on or by the runner. So if we just let it run it again, we can see that it's actually tackled short, so it doesn't actually matter about the goal line, but this is just really good work by that referee to make sure that they are backpedaling and going to be in the best possible position to make any potential calls around the goal line while also maintaining visibility on the play as well. The next series of clips covers multiple quarterback formations. This is something that's becoming increasingly more prominent in the sport of flag football, with teams using multiple potential forward passes on a down and often using multiple backwards passes between those potential forward passes. There are two main types of multiple quarterback plays. There are plays where a team will line up with multiple quarterbacks already in position, and there are plays where teams will drop a receiver back to become a potential forward passer. The play that we have in front of us now is a play where the team has lined up with multiple quarterbacks in formation already, and if the referee identifies this, they should move from their normal position to the sideline and stay in line with the ball carrier. So you can see on this play highlighted here that the referee is already at the sideline because he has identified that this is a multiple quarterback formation and therefore moved his positioning to the sideline. You should be on the field judge's side, as obviously on the other side is the down judge who is covering the line of scrimmage. If we then roll the tape onwards, we see the referee on the sideline, the ball snapped, and the referee is staying in line with the potential forward passers, and also he's punching backwards whenever there is a backwards pass. So this is just a really good way of covering these sort of plays. You can see that the referee is showing some really good awareness to identify that this is a multiple QB formation and is then reacting well to the play as it progresses. This next clip again shows a formation where a team is lined up with multiple passers as the ball is being snapped. As you can see, we've got this player in the normal quarterback position behind the center, and then we've also got this receiver out very wide and very deep here. This is a sort of situation where the referee should identify the formation and be moving to the sideline before the snap. So as you can see, the referee is actually already located in their normal position here. What they should do is they should see that they have this receiver out wide and very deep and realise that this will probably be a multiple quarterback situation, and therefore adjust their positioning before the snap and move to the sideline. If we put the play on, we can see that the ball's snapped here and the referee stays in their normal position with the count. It's then thrown backwards to the other quarterback, who then throws it deep. So what we should have in this situation is the referee recognising that we have a multiple passer situation and adjusting their position accordingly by moving over to that sideline. This next clip shows a situation where a team drops a receiver back to become a potential forward passer. So if we just move the clip on now, you see that the ball snapped and this receiver on the left here highlighted has dropped back into a position to receive a backwards pass. Now, we can't always identify these situations because the team will come out in a normal formation, so it's critical that once we do recognize that we have a multiple passer situation, that the referee moves as quickly as possible to the sideline so that they're in the best position to cover it. So if we just move this tape onwards, we can see that's exactly what the referee does. He signals the backwards passes, then also moves to the sideline to cover the situation, including any potential backwards passes between the two quarterbacks in position. So this is just a really good recognition of the play from the referee, who sees the situation developing and moves quickly to A, get in the position to rule on the backwards passes, and B, also stay out the way and maintain a good view on the situation. So in this final clip, we have a situation where Team A comes out in a normal formation with one quarterback in position and then drops back a receiver. And here we just see some of the issues that can arise if we don't recognize this formation quickly and move out to the sideline. So if we just play the clip on now, we see that the quarterback drops back, the ball snapped, and then we have these two receivers left and right, if we stop it here, who have moved into position as potential forward passers. Now, as soon as we recognise this, what should happen is the referee should move as quickly as possible to the sideline, because that puts you in the best position to rule on whether passes are forwards or backwards. And this fast pass is super close. Obviously, it's looks flat from this angle, but it might have been a little bit forward, it might have been backwards. If we're on the sideline and in line with these players, then we get the best possible view of it. If we then move it back onwards, the referee steps up to be in line with the ball carrier, which is correct, but since you're in the middle of the field, you're putting yourself right in the firing line almost, and there's the potential for players to come towards you, for the ball to come towards you, and it be an unfortunate situation to be in. So when we recognise this happen, what should happen is that the referee moves to the sideline, then stays in line with the ball carrier, covering any potential backwards passes, whilst also maintaining their safety as well. So this brings us to the end of the referee training tape. Hopefully it's provided you with some useful insights and something that you can take for the next game that you work. So thank you very much for watching.